guys, how y'all doing? Hope everything is going well. Everything is good with me. All right. Now, last night, I had talked about Alexis Patterson. I had brought her up because every time I hear her story, it reminds me of my son. So this is part two. Y'all, please watch part one so y'all can really understand what I'm about to tell you right now. It was about my son going to the Fresh Air Fund that he been going for years. Like he been going for years to the Fresh Air Fund. He always went with the same family. This family was amazing. Like I said, I was telling the story. I have to see part one. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. Where I left off at. Whew. Yes. So now I'm just gonna give you a little heads up where I left off at. Anyway, my son went to the Boy Scout of America camp. Now, mind you, he usually go to the Fresh Air Fund. I don't know why I chose to send my son there. And what I didn't mention yesterday was I had to pay $500. Yes, y'all. Okay? I forgot to mention that. Yes. So now I told y'all my son had went to the Fresh Air Fund, got checked in, was there. This is from yesterday. I was going to just refresh y'all. He was there for 2 days. 2 days, y'all. So now I'm not gonna go all the way back because y'all gonna have to see part one. What I was telling y'all. So now I'm at the camp, and like I told y'all, the police. I had to go to the police because the counselor that threw my son through the petition. It was like a billboard, a wooden billboard. I seen it even when I got up there. It was down. So this really happened. So anyway, he jumped out the window. He booked on me. So now we have to go to the police. Officer Bell. I never ever forget his name. Officer Bell. So when I got to Officer Bell, I was like, Officer Bell, I need to get my son. You know, my son is in the hospital. I need to get my son because, you know, this counselor hurt my child. You know, he threw my child through a billboard, like a wooden billboard. I seen it with my own eyes. So he was like, now, but anyway, let me just tell y'all this here. This police station wasn't a police station. It was like, I don't know if y'all know, up in the 7 Mile River Run. It is so small. It's country. It was crazy. Like driving there, let me tell y'all what almost happened. We're driving, right? So now, when you drive, I don't know if y'all ever been on something like this. This is the first time I ever been on something like this in my lifetime. Like, for real. The trail goes around like this. This is how the cars are going. So now you're driving, and you have to make sure that you can drive, like, really good, because at the end, like, they had like, if you mess around and go to your right, you going over the cliff. And this had the nerve to be a two-way. So we're driving. We never been here before. I never even heard of the place. You know what I'm saying? So as we were driving, another car comes around this way. We're going this way. Another one comes. So it's a two-way. We didn't even know that. So now we got a little shook. And my friend, he pulled over, like, you know, almost to the edge. I'm not going to lie, y'all. I know it's crazy, but I'm sorry. I have to say what I'm going to say. We was on the edge. We were so much on the edge to where I was like, oh, no, we're going to die. We're going to die. We're going to fall in the 7 Mile River Run. The river is right there. You can see it, the way they go river rafting and stuff like that. I knew we was going to die. I'm like, oh, my God. I ain't going to front y'all. I got out the car. I eased my door open and I got out because I ain't trying to die. But he's still in the car. So I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. I don't know what to do. So now I'm like, bro, don't make no false move. please put it in back, in reverse. So he reversed it. Thank God, we did this. So we got there. So we get this is the way we have to get to this place. So now, like I said, I saw Officer Bell. They was like he was having they saw down yonder. That's what they call it, down yonder. They kept saying Officer Bell is down yonder. So now I go down yonder and talk to Officer Bell. So like I told y'all yesterday, me and Officer Bell was like, I said, listen, I gotta go get my son because he's in the hospital. The police from New York, Brooklyn, New York, called up in 7 Mile River Run. So, and he told them, I heard him, he told them, don't take my son out the hospital, leave my son in the hospital, and the parents is coming to get him. Like, I'm coming to get him, right? So now we get there, he ain't in the hospital, he ain't there. So Officer Bell was like, okay, I told you yesterday, Officer Bell called the counselor, the place, the camp, and he spoke to the man that assaulted my child. So he was like, she's here for her son, she going to go to the hospital. He said, I took him out the hospital last night. I was like, what? What you mean? What you mean you took my son out the hospital? The person that hurt my son took my son out the hospital. So I'm telling this to the police, Officer Bell. Like, you know what I'm saying? So Officer Bell ain't feeling me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, he was red. He was red all over. He was red, right? So y'all know. So now, Officer Bell gets off the phone, and he was like, okay, your son is at the camp. So I'm like, I told him not to touch my son. Okay, I'm going to go to the hospital. We're just going to get, what happened to my son, the papers, because I need to know what happened to my son. What injuries did he have? And he was like, no, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. And I'm like, yeah, I am. He was like, no, you're not. So now I'm like, okay, what's going on? He was like, I need you to leave like right now before it get dark. So now I'm like, I ain't answering the questions. I'm like, sir, officer, I need to get to the hospital and get my papers. He was like, no, what you need to do, you need to get up out of here before it get dark. So I said, babe, you ain't got to tell me twice, right? So now we headed back to the camp because I need to go get my son. So now I go get my son. This is crazy, y'all. I told you it get crazy, y'all. Yo, no bull, y'all. It get crazy. Y'all have to see part 1. Y'all listen to my part 1, this part 2. This is crazy, y'all, for real. So now we get back to the camp. My son runs to me. Oh my God, I was so happy. Like, oh my God, he was a wreck, y'all. When I say he was dirty, it was crazy. These kids was a mess. These kids was a mess. I don't know what the hell was going on up in here. He was a mess. So now, kids is coming to me and they're giving me phone numbers. Kids is literally, y'all, I would not tell y'all no lie. Kids is telling me, can you take me? I'm from the Bronx. Some was from Queens. It was kids from all, only in this 5 little borough. These are all the kids. And I'm telling y'all, it was all black and Puerto Rican kids up there. I'm telling y'all, straight up. I don't know what was going on, but it was all black and Puerto Rican. Some kids were saying, can I hide it in the back of your car and get me up out of here? I was like, yo, I can't do that because I really don't know what's going on. I know this is crazy, y'all. I just could not do that. So I have nothing but numbers in my hand. I have all the people. These kids is that smart. They gave me phone numbers. Some was telling me, can I hide in my trunk? It was crazy. And I felt like, let me take these kids because it's crazy up here. So now I'm looking at these little counselors, right? They had a bunch of little young counselors up there. And they giving me the funny eye, right? So I'm looking like, girl. So I had asked my son, I said, who did it? Who threw you? Who threw you? Who threw you? Like, who threw you? And he was like, the counselor did it. So now I'm ready to just knock this. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Like, dude, like, y'all already know y'all got kids. Somebody in your face that did that type of shit to your child, it's on. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of that. Right? So I said, who did it? Like, for real. So he was like, she was there, and she looking at me funny. I'm like, little girl, I will drag you right now. I would drag you. What? So what happened was, I asked him, how did this pop off? He said, Mom, check this out. My son, like I said, my son is very smart. He ain't no dummy, and he never was a follower. So he said, they want us to play a game. So I said, what you mean play a game? He said, yeah, Mom. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. Get ready for it. They had outhouses, right? Because my son tell me now. He said, in the outhouse, when you go to the bathroom, like, it's tissue everywhere with feces on it. They had the children, like they stupid or something, play this running game. They gave all the kids bags. You run to the outhouse, and whoever put the most tissue in the bag, the feces tissue in the bag wins. My son was like, no. The hell? I knew my son was going to say no. My son ain't doing that. He know that ain't right. Like, that's just ridiculous. Right? So my son said no. That's how my son got hurt. Okay? Because I swear to God, y'all, I wanted my son to pick out one of these little young little things for me, because I was going to drag him right there, like, for real. Right there. One of the little girls gave me a funny look. I was like, hey, little girl, right? So now I get my son back. To Brooklyn. I felt horrible, y'all. I felt like I put my son, like, I gave my son to these monsters. Like, for real, I'm not gonna lie. It felt like I handed these monsters, my child, to these monsters. Right? So now I'm back home. Right? So I don't know what to do. So now I'm calling. Okay, first, before I even did that, it was phone numbers that I had. So now I'm calling phones in my house. I'm calling everybody on the phone. I said, ma'am, do you have a son named such and such? Yo, he up in the... Yes. She was like, yes. I said, yo, you need to go get him. I was telling her how it is up there. This is crazy. Da-da-da. Okay, I made all these phone calls. These parents is like, yo, we need to meet you because our kids are still there. I said, I had to go get my kid because my kid got hurt, okay? My kid was toe up, okay? So now, okay, I need help for these kids. So now, y'all, no bull. If y'all know Brooklyn, we have Fulton Street. Back in the day, in the 90s, Fulton Street was mostly ran by black. It was a lot of black stores. They had a newspaper. They had the NAACP there. So mind you, I'm going everywhere because I need to get these kids. I need these kids to be saved. Like, I'm bugging. So now I'm on Fulton Street. First place I went to was the paper, the black paper. They would not. I could not. I'm explaining to this guy, this is what's happening to our kids. It's all black and Puerto Rican kids and Spanish kids up there. We need to rescue these kids. This here's paper did not do it. Listen, y'all, I'm not telling y'all no lie, right? So now I'm still on Fulton Street, right? Because Fulton Street had a lot of black, different type of things. So now I go to the NAACP. Let me just say this. I had problems with the NAACP since this day. I am ashamed of them. It was awful. Okay. I go to the NAACP. They got this on Fulton Street. People that know me back in the day, y'all know I ain't lying. It used to be NAACP on Fulton Street. That's right. So now I go inside. I'm explaining again to the NAACP. They was like, oh, you gotta write it down, like write, what's going on down. So I'm in this here NAACP. They got this long behind table, right? So now they give me pen and paper, and I'm like, yo, this crazy right now. This is crazy. How the hell can I write all this stuff down? I need to talk to somebody. I'm telling you, there's black kids and there's Spanish kids up there that is freaking about to die. Like, y'all need to go get these kids, right? So they ain't hear me. Like, I'm telling y'all, and they hear me, y'all. So now I go home. So now I call. It was a popular lawyer back then. I can't even not remember his name. I was like explaining to him on the phone, right? I cannot think of his name. He was a very popular black lawyer. But anyway, he wanted me to pay. No lie, y'all. He wanted me to pay to take this case. So I'm like, sir, these kids need help. No doing. No doing. So now I'm exhausted. I don't know what else to do. I don't know. So now I don't know what came over me. I said, only thing left to do is to call the news. Right? Yes. So now I call Channel 2. David Diaz. I don't know if y'all remember him. David Diaz. I spoke to him. He was like, what's going on? I told him. He was like, girl, I'll be at your house. David Diaz came to my house. Y'all can look it up. I promise y'all. About the 7 Mile River Run. Boys of America. No, Boy Scouts of America. So David Diaz came to my house. We started talking. So now I got all my paperwork laid out where he was like, I said, it wasn't free. I paid $500. He was like, what? Wait, what? I said, yeah. So I was explaining to him like how like we went to Manhattan. He said, you went into the building? I was like, no, we never went into the building. We did not rent us kids in the building. Okay, y'all? I never caught on to that. They had the tables and stuff outside. So I don't even know if they work for the Boy Scouts of America. Right? So now, David Diaz was like, oh, you got all your proof. You got everything. I was like, hell yeah. I'm suing them. They freaking hurt my child. We need help. We need to get these kids from up there. Okay. So now, the wheels are spinning, y'all. The wheels are spinning. Now, I'm getting phone calls for the same lawyer that wanted to freaking charge me. He calling me, I was like, boy, bye. Okay? NAACP, boy, bye. I ain't trying to hear none of y'all now because David Diaz he's on it now, right? So check it out. So now, the parents of these children, they had certain days that the kids would come back. Right? So now I go back to Manhattan. I am a witness of this. The only parent that is a witness of this. So now I'm back in Manhattan at the so-called Boy Scouts of America. Now they closed because I don't know what's going on here. So ain't no counselors, no nothing outside. You just wait for your kids. So now all of them know what is going on. So now, kids is coming back looking crazy. Parents is out there getting their kids, so they all know what happened. The kids was like, Mom, you sent me to this place. Like, they tried to kill us up there. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, y'all, it was crazy. Because some of the kids that was up there that went to different camps, not this camp, they had little boat. You know how they had a little thing around their neck? They had uniforms, not our kids. Our kids was dirty, filthy. It was horrible. It was some type of scam. I don't know what it was. But anyway, y'all. So now we're in Manhattan. Buses is pulling up with kids. Kids is just, their minds is just messed up. Minds is messed up, y'all. So now, one of the parents, me and her was sitting there. And she was like, my child ain't come yet. You know, my child ain't come yet. How many more buses is coming? Because they had to get the kids from up there. Yeah. It was, no, I'm sorry, y'all. It wasn't a day that they was coming back. There was emergency. They had to bring all the kids back because I went to the news. Everything's all over the news. Everything, you know, everything is there. So they want the kids back now, right? So the lady I was with, buses was pulling up. The kids was getting off. Her kid never showed. So I'm like, oh my God, no, where's your kid? So we asking them, how many more buses is coming? And they was like, that was the last bus. She was like, no, ma'am, my child ain't here. So now I'm like, oh my God, where's the kid? Where's the kid? Where's the kid? So now, y'all, I said, we're going to call the cops, or I know how to get there now. We'll go get the kid. Okay? I said, all y'all going to jail. All y'all going to jail. So it was this black guy. No lie. So now he's shook. He is shook. Because look, y'all going down. I'm telling y'all. Right now, y'all going down. So now he's shook. So now he comes to me. And he was like, listen, I'm going to make a deal with you. You leave me out of this, I'll tell you the truth. So I'm like, what you mean you tell me the truth? Like, what's going on? He was like, you got to promise me you're going to leave me out of this. I said, bro, I'm not leaving you out of this because, you know, like, you're a black man and you allowed them to do that to our kids, bro. Like, you allowed that stuff, right? So he was like, ma'am, please, tell me you won't turn me in. So I'm like, dude, I had to say, yeah, y'all, because her child is there. You know what I'm saying? Because her child is there. He was like, okay, your child is in the hospital. She was like, what you mean? She said, what happened was, one of the counselors had attacked her child. The child teeth, he hit the child so hard, the child teeth went up here, up in here. Yes, y'all. So now she falling out. She need to get up there to the hospital. I said, we need to get help to get up there now. We really need to do this. So now, I get home. You know, you remember it's on the news every day. Every day it's on the news. It's on the news, y'all. So now, I get a lawyer. So we get that same dude that shook, right? So I was like, meet us in Bay Ridge, y'all. Never forget, because I worked in Bay Ridge. That said, meet us in Bay Ridge at the lawyer's office. Let me tell y'all. Get ready for this ride, y'all. He said, okay, first of all, we had to draw up a piece of paper, well, the lawyer did, to exclude him so he won't go to jail. Which I didn't really want because, see, I was tight because he's a black man and you allowed this to happen to our children. You know, you allowed this and you knew what was going on. But anyway, we had to exclude him. So now, let me just go forward now. So now, he has to tell us what's really going on. So now he tells us at the table, your son was thrown through the petition. They call it. He said that was the name of the camp. It was a big billboard, but made of wood that said the name of the camp. He threw your son through there, and your son was bleeding, and his head was busted, and all this stuff here, right? So now he says, I have more information. Spill it, boy, spill it. He said there was no such thing as horses up there ever. We never had no animals up there. Period. Never, ever. Since we've been doing this, we never had that. And he said, one of the little girl passed away up there. They said that she was riding a horse. Mm-hmm. She was riding a horse, and she fell off the horse, and she broke her neck, and she passed away. He said that wasn't true. He said we never had no horses. He said one of the counselors broke her neck. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I was sitting there like I wanted to just jump across the table, like for real, for real. So now he tell us other things, the beatings that they was giving to the kids, the things that they had the kids doing. You know, this is way before my son got there. You know, my son wasn't there when the child had passed away or anything like that. You know, but this is he has diarrhea of the mouth right now because he's shook. He's shook. He's going to jail. You know what I'm saying? But we, like I said, we had to sign the paper for him to tell us what's really good up there. So now he's saying yes, it was 3 deaths that I witnessed, and it's a scam. There is no camp, you know. It's not no organized, you know, type of camp. And the Boy Scouts of America literally let them use, I guess, the front of the building because they would never in the building. They would never in the building. So now we got this guy telling us what really, really happened to our children. So I had to go in front, you know, in the news and tell them, like, you know, I don't know what's going on. It was the Boy Scouts of America that had hurt our children, and it was only black and Spanish kids there, and we paid money, but everybody didn't pay the same thing. I was a dummy. I paid $500. You had some people paid $250. I don't know what the hell was going on. So David Diaz made sure that was all over, and people was getting lawyers. You know, they was getting lawyers because they could not believe this. They was just like, this is crazy. Now the people, the young people that had passed away, I didn't know them, but they had to come forward and realize that now they got a lawsuit. Like, my child, you killed my child. Like, they was up there killing kids, y'all. They was up there killing people from the step. Yes, at the 7 Mile River Run, y'all. I promise y'all that. Yes, they was up there killing people. They was killing people. And I felt horrible. I took my son out from the Fresh Air Fund that he had a family for like 6 years that he enjoyed. But I thought that I was doing something, you know, paying $500. You know, they said they had horseback. They had, you know, they teach them how to cook and, you know, light fires, you know, like make a fire with sticks and stuff. You know, I don't know. It was a camp. I went to camp too when I was younger, Hand Shawnee. But hey, shout out. But anyway, this is what I'm thinking. And it wasn't like that. You know, it wasn't like that. But like I said, the NAACP did me dirty. They did me dirty. They did me dirty. I'm telling y'all. I went there. I spoke to the lawyer. Big time. I cannot think of his name, but he was big time. He failed me. The paper on Fulton Street, they failed me. Only person that helped me was David Diaz. And I'm just going to end this story because it just, everybody else had to like basically handle their own, you know, get your lawyer, handle your own business, and, you know, do what you need to do. You know, and the lady, that child that had, you know, that mouth was all, they had to give her stitches, like all up in here. They went to get the kids. They went to get the kids. Yeah, they went to get the kids. People the next day saw me. They was like, Pamela, what the hell happened? I saw you on the news last night. Tell me that it happened. Yeah, I sent my child to the danger. I sent my child to danger, y'all. I sent my child. It was crazy, y'all. But anyway, everybody else had to get, their lawyers and stuff like that. It was just horrible, y'all. It was horrible. And like I said, it was racist. The officer, Bell. Officer Bell. Yeah. Never forget it. He was redneck for real, y'all. Like this nigga, wait. This guy, he had red hair. Get out before it get dark. What you gonna do? Kill me? Like, I don't care. I was gone, y'all. I was gone, y'all. I was gone. But thank God that, I went to get my son, I mean, I had to go get my son. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. The counselor and stuff, he was a liar. We went to court and all this stuff here. I had to settle, whatever I did, I did. But, yeah, I just wanted to come and tell y'all this story. Finish telling y'all this story about my son, that I sent him to the Boy Scouts of America. Like, for real, y'all. Like, and they took our kids. It was only black and Spanish kids, because what they was doing was they was hustling in the schools. Yeah, they was hustling in the school. They had like recruited like people to go into all boroughs. These kids was from all boroughs, and convinced them that this place was where we have listen, they had a whole paper here. You do horseback, this, that, third, all this here. None of that stuff was true. So anyway, my son was in school like the next year. The next year that my son had went to school, like I said, I didn't work at that school he went to, because he went to like 35. I happened to be at the school that day, and this lady comes, and she has some papers, and she was like, oh, can I leave these here? This here is the form for y'all to give out to the kids that want to join. I said, I know you lying. Man, that lady saw me. When I tell you she turned white, she was black. She turned white. She was like, I'm out. She got the hell out the school. I said, I caught her in the hallway, swear all my life, y'all. I let her go on upstairs, right? I did. I let her place the things. I was going to get them anyway, so it didn't really matter. I let her go put the papers there. I was waiting for her downstairs. In the school, 35 school. That's right, 35 on Halsey up there. Yep. I did it. I waited for her to come back downstairs. I caught it in the hallway. I said, didn't I tell you I better not ever find you in any school in New York City? I told you that. She was like, ma'am, I promise I would never come to another school. Listen, I was about to do it. Like, I'm for real. Like what you did to our kids, you can't take that back. Like, you a black woman. Like, why would you do that? How you let these white people do our kids like this here? This was crazy. Right, so I was serious with her, right? And she was pleading. She was pleading the fifth, man. She was about to go down, like, for real. I was like, yo, stand up, man. Don't stand up. No, stand up. Because she knew what happened to my son. I said, yo, okay, go get those papers, yo. Go get those papers. She went upstairs, she got them. I said, yo, give them to me. I just ripped all them shit. So I said, yo, I better not ever catch you at another school here. Because, see, I worked in the school system where I will go to every meeting they have, and I will represent New York City. Yes. New York, not the state of New York City. And, the curricula or whatever, I will be there, and I will come back and relay what's going on, new stuff that's happening and stuff like that. So I was always around. So anyway, at 35 school, I happened to run into the lady. She's about to do the same thing again, y'all. So now I had to go around to schools to make sure these papers, they weren't there. They wasn't there. Matter of fact, some of the schools told us that they had disposed of the papers because they knew what happened, with my son. But anyway, y'all, I'm going to go hit that like button and subscribe. But this story was crazy, y'all. Y'all got to see part 1. Y'all go back and check part 1 out because this was crazy. And you know what's so hurtful? Is that I tried. I was young. I wasn't that damn young, but I was young. And I never been in a position where I had to reach out to my people and get my hands smacked. You know what I mean? That they would not help me. And when I said our children, I had the numbers in my hand. I had crumbled up numbers in my hand. And no one would believe me. No one took my case. It was like, this ain't big enough, for us to come and help. It didn't get real until David Diaz, like for real. He took my story. That man came to my house. He had live cameras in my home. In my home. That's when they took it serious. I never forgave the NAACP. They never called me back up and said, we are sorry, we didn't reach. None of that. You know what I mean? I ain't saying I don't like the NAACP, but I'm just telling y'all, like, this is what happened. This is what they made me go through. It's this famous lawyer, too. I can't think of his daggone name. Him, too. He gonna call me afterwards in one of my case, but I was like, boy, bye. No. Leave me alone. Because I needed you. Fulton Street. Shame on them. The paper. The paper. I think the paper was called The Bill back in the day. Y'all know, if y'all from Brooklyn, y'all know back in the day in the 90s, they had a paper. They had a paper. Yes, they made a paper on Fulton Street. Yes, yes. And it felt so hurtful that, being a black woman or having black children, black and brown children, how they ain't reaching out. If this was switched and they was doing this to some little white kids, Lord, they would have had squad up there. You hear me? They would have had squad, y'all. But this was very interesting, and I'm gonna end it. But the story with the little girl, Alexis Patterson, I don't know why every time I hear her name, this brings me to this story. I don't know why. But anyway, y'all, thanks for listening. Hit that like button and share. And I'm going to talk to you another time. I got plenty more stories, y'all. This here one was a doozy, y'all, for real, though. All right, peace, y'all. I'm out.